I'm Randy Saperstone. I'm VP of Media and Branded Partnerships at Realtor.com. And we're here to walk you through our first-party data-fueled native tool. With me is John Lee, Director of Marketing from Kubota. Thanks for being here with us today. John, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and Kubota and how you got to be where you are?
Yeah, absolutely. So John Lee, Director of Marketing and Advertising at Kubota Tractor Corporation. Randy, thank you so much for having us out here. Excited to be talking to everybody and tell them about what we did together over this year. So Kubota Tractor Corporation, for you New York City residents, we build, we're a leading manufacturer of residential, commercial turf, agriculture, and construction compact equipment. So we compete with the big guys like Deere and Bobcat and others like that. So, we are celebrating our 50th anniversary here in the United States, but we are a 132-year-old Japanese company from Osaka, Japan.
All right. I also do want to give a big shout out to Goodway Group, the digital agency of record for Kubota, specifically Chelsea and Chris, who are here today. Thank you for your partnership in helping us develop this really awesome tool. So this was the problem, or the high-level issue at hand last year. During the pandemic, the housing market shifted pretty precipitously. According to a 2021 NAR study, rural areas saw an influx of about 55% new movers, a lot of which were coming from urban areas like New York. So people were moving out of the urban areas for lots of different reasons. Obviously, there was a pandemic. But work-from-home policies changed. There's de-urbanization in general, lifestyle changes. So with all that said, John, can you tell us a little bit more about how some of these housing market changes impacted your strategy, specifically, though, for residential equipment?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I mentioned before, Kubota, we make a lot of residential equipment, compact equipment, and we're actually the #1 manufacturer of compact, subcompact tractors for residential use and small farm use here in the United States. And our industry was actually one of the few around the country that actually skyrocketed during COVID and that time period. So we saw an influx of people, as you mentioned, moving from urban environments to more suburban to more rural environments, and now having a need for the equipment that we sell in order to help them maintain those properties. And we really had a need. We don't have the same kind of marketing budgets that some of our bigger competitors have, but we know we needed to capture this, as we call them, first-time buyer, moving from urban environments to more rural environments. And we needed to do it in a cost-effective way, in a way that was going to make us stand out from those other competitors out there.
Great, thank you. So Kubota and Goodway Group came to us looking to reach consumers who are searching for properties, specifically, though, with large acreage, right? So we were able, based on all the first-party data that we have and that we're able to target to, and we can actually target to just about any MLS attribute. In this case, we were specifically working with homes that had acreage over 2 acres. John, tell us why these property searchers are so valuable for you.
Right. Well, when we look at our residential business, over 90% of our customers are that 2+ acreage owners. So these are individuals that are out there. They like to work on the land themselves. They like to do things themselves. They're do-it-yourselfers, and we need to reach them in a way that's authentic. And these are people that are leaving urban environments because they want to live a certain lifestyle. And what you guys were able to provide us that we weren't able to get through some of the programmatic modeling that we were doing and through some of the paid social that we were doing, while that was very good and it helped us get to some targeted audiences, you guys were able to tell us right off the bat who is actively in the market looking for 2+ acreage properties and where they were. So this is a national campaign that we were able to, for very efficiently and effectively get in front of those people moving to these markets and build awareness of our brand and be there as they're sort of building their dreams in their heads, their imaginations of what they're going to be doing on this property that they're buying and how they're going to maintain it. So we're right there with them at ground zero. And from my experience at Harley-Davidson, I know that the more that you're able to get your product and allow that potential customer to start to envision it, customize it, and really map out how they would use it, it gives you that increased opportunity to convert to sale. So through that and the creative kind of interaction that we were able to do to help match the people based on their property with the right equipment, we were able to get a very, very strong message through to them.
Great, thank you. And so this was the solution. So this is our Kubota branded tool that was live on Realtor.com for several months earlier this year. So again, this used our first-party data to actually inform the creative itself. So the size of the property actually informed the type of Kubota product that was surfaced directly to the consumer who saw it on the screen. So the tool actually launches as a modal on top of one of our listing pages, and it gives the consumer, again, the choice of different product based on the size of the property. It also allowed them to kind of toggle in between different acreages so they could kind of play around with the different product that they might see. How did you think, when we first built this, how did you think this was going to speak to your prospective customers?
Well, we had built something similar on our website, and we had a strong suspicion that it was going to do pretty well, right? Because again, going back to what I mentioned before, it gives people that ability to really get in and start imagining how they're going to use it and really customizing the equipment to their needs. So we had a strong sense that it would do well. But what you guys were able to do, which was so valuable for us, is that through different variations of the creative product, we're able to monitor and track how it was performing, and then actually narrowed in and shifted our investment into the ad types that were working best. So what we found was the carousel version of this worked best, and we were able to work with you guys to optimize our investment within that particular tactic to get the most out of it. And we were absolutely thrilled with the results. I mean, we saw over 200% interaction with the tool, people actually clicking on it. We saw double what we anticipated in our goals for people going in and spending time with it and actually doing multiple clicks with it. And then what we were thrilled about was that we actually saw a 165% increase in the traffic that were going to our dealer websites. And our dealers are the face of Kubota in the local market. So not only were we building brand awareness and visibility for Kubota and our equipment at the national level, but we were actually going that step further to help get that property seeker closer to the point of purchase with the dealer in their market that they were looking in. So we were just thrilled with it, and we look forward to doing more with you next year.
Cool. No, and we appreciate it. The tool itself kind of spans the funnel, right? So it can be upper funnel. It's very much lower funnel, and you can transact through that tool, and that's really the whole purpose of the tool itself. And we get closer to the transaction by using the data and then pinpointing the consumer during the journey of the home buyer. So that's really the whole premise here. And again, folks who are on Realtor.com are here from a contextual standpoint for home, for real estate, for lifestyle. We have a tremendous amount of data, whether it's acreage or number of bedrooms or bathrooms, or it could be connected to city water, sewer, septic, so many different things. And we're very, very creative about how we target and the types of creative that we build. And then from an engagement standpoint, again, the creative is customized, and as John was just saying, the conversion can and has been extremely successful for us and for our partners in the past. So, John, you did talk a little bit more about performance. Is there anything more you'd wanted to touch on from a performance standpoint?
Yeah, so I mean, we also included an element of the creative and a promotion around it to, you know, as everybody else in the room here, we see the cookieless future out there and the need to really bulk up our proprietary first-person data that we have on our customers. So we were, through that promotional element, we were looking to get that additional first-party contact information so that we can then follow up with the people that you are interacting with and add them to our database and do some more of that direct marketing and modeling and things like that. So we didn't have quite the results that we wanted to see with that promotion, but again, through the tracking that we're able to do with you guys, we have some good insights on how we might optimize that for the future. So like I said, you know, we'll be talking later about next year.
All right. We appreciate that. Before we step up, I do want to mention that we work with a number of different verticals inside our branded tools. This is a paint calculator that we developed for Benjamin Moore, and it performed incredibly well for them. Because we know the square footage of every home in the United States, we can approximate how much paint you might need for various rooms in a house that you might be thinking about buying. We do the same thing for flooring. We've done this inside of our flooring forecaster. We can estimate how much flooring you might need by room, and then the type of flooring can be down at the bottom. You can click through and just go ahead directly to the retailer and purchase. We're also working on other verticals. outside, curb appeal, kitchen, financial planning, and these are all different verticals that we're excited to be involved with and we're currently working on. And then the last thing that we do want to mention is we're launching a living portal inside of our News and Insights section. And so this will be a lot more decor, design, and lifestyle driven. That'll be launching in just a couple of months. And I want to thank John for being here with us today.
Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.